we rise to the top. Can't stop this flow. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode here at the Round Table. Here, my brother Dustin. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Not much, dude. Just chilling, hanging out, getting.
Recap from a crazy week.
Ooh, yeah, it's been a crazy time. It really has.
That's good though.
I love it. Let's jump right in, man. I have a question for you.
All right.
And this is because of the spooky topic, dude. Spooky Halloween coming up.
I love Halloween.
I love Halloween.
I don't know. I go back and forth on it.
Dude, it's one of my favorite holidays, bro. I don't even know if is that considered a holiday? Probably not, huh?
I mean, I don't get the day off, so I'm going to say no. No, I'm just kidding. It is a holiday. It kicks us off into to eat a lot of shit for the winter.
That's true. All right, man. So on that topic of spooky fear is my topic, dude.
All right, let's go.
Fear, man. What do you fear, dude? What is it that? What do you think? Well, not even put it to you. I think sometimes in life we fear the unknown, fear the decision, fear of just staying stagnant. There's different things you could fear of people judging you, fear of stepping out and doing something and failing at it, or for me it was the fear of ever going back to the situation that I had been through with being bankrupt or being pretty broke and all these different things. That was a big fear and a motivator to move me forward. How do you look at fear, man, with that type of mindset?
That's a good one. I don't really know. I mean, the fear of the unknown's pretty common, I think, for most people, like not knowing what's going to happen, if you're going to sink or swim. But I also think that holds a lot of people back. Man, I haven't really thought about that because I tried not to fear a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I worry and fear more about like injuring myself doing certain things than I think about like fear of like trying something. Like if there's something new, I'm always down to try it. It doesn't matter what it is, but that's a hard one.
It's a hard one, dude. The reason I said that, I mean, my one of my biggest fears was that, was always either going back to where I was before, as far as like back then I really wasn't doing much in my life. I was just, kind of hanging out. I was working and stuff like that. I was always working, but the fear of going back to being broke and the fear of ever going back to the way things were, of having a toxic relationship, those fears motivated me to continue to like look for different avenues, but also the fear of living a life of insignificance, not making an impact to people, also can push people to move and do something a little different. Sometimes in life, we want to live a life of, hey, we go to work, we do this, but how are you impacting people? Are you impacting your family? That's should be your first impact. Are you impacting your kids to have a good, head on their shoulders, I guess you could say. But that was a big fear of me too, is just being a good father. I didn't have a good example. And so that was a big fear of mine, kind of starting fatherhood, was like, hey, am I going to be a good dad?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of fear there. I guess I don't really think about fear much. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's never really been something on my mind. I worry more about failing at something than I fear what could happen, I guess.
So do you fear failure?
That's probably the best. If coming up to anything, that's probably it. I fear failure more than anything, because through I'll take this a little bit different route, like the emotional depression and stuff, the fear of failing my family or failing myself would probably be the biggest thing to me, which is a motivator for me to continue to do something and be better and work harder to become a better me. Because I was actually telling my buddy last night, I mean, the only thing I can control is myself. We were talking, I was like, I can't control anything outside of me. I need to focus on me and work on me. At the end of the day, if I can't deal with myself, how's anybody else going to deal with me? So the fear of failure would be the best one. Failing my family, my friends, my coworkers, anybody like that. That would be the biggest thing that I fear. Because going out and doing things, like, I don't really worry a whole lot about anything. I mean, I, fear's not really on my mind a whole lot.
Yeah.
Fear of failure. It would have to be. After talking, that would have to be the biggest thing.
How do you feel when it comes to failure that you've been able to move past that? Like, because you say you don't think about it a lot, which is, obviously a great thing, right? You're not sitting here dwelling and sitting in your thoughts and be like, oh, I'm going to fail at this. How are you progressing and moving forward with some of those thoughts that are coming in?
I 100% sit in my thoughts all the time. that part cannot go away, unfortunately. That's something I've tried. But, I mean, the big things would be like journaling, therapy, working out, and then talking with, my wife or my friends, these guys here that are listening, guys and girls that are listening here, stuff like that. Those are my main things to try to combat me failing, is to talk to the people that I need to talk to and be more open and be more honest and just generally work hard at bettering myself. I mean, I'm still not doing the best with like food and water at times, but I'm still eating. I'm still drinking. I'm way better than I have been in the past. And that's, that 1% win for me today. And that would be the main things, like just working on myself, the solitude, like we talked about. Haven't done that quite as much, but still being able to, like, in the mornings, even I used to turn the music up loud to try to wake me up. I don't drive to the gym or to work generally with music on, just kind of alone in my thoughts as I'm going there.
Yeah.
So those are the main things I do to kind of keep that failure at bay.
Right.
Of me failing myself or my family.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, and showing up, getting up early for you when we're doing this, or, messaging you, talking to you, hey, when are we doing? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What day works best for you? I mean, I know we try to get on a consistent level, but sometimes, our lives are up and down, and as long as we both can find an open time, it doesn't matter to us when we record or when we're doing anything. But like I think we talked about on the last episode, we're going to show up for each other. There has to be a legit reason we are not showing up to record. And that's not only so we don't fail each other, we don't fail ourselves, and we don't fail our fans. So
yeah, because the fear. I think fear is there for most people. I just maybe sometimes we don't sit there and dwell on it. I think if you're dwelling on it, you're living a life of, you're literally scared all the time. It's not healthy.
I was about to say, if you fear everything, you're never going to leave your house.
But there is people that do that.
I hate to bring up the past, and we don't talk about that 4 years, but
it's fearful time. It was fearful times.
Got a lot of people to the point that they didn't want to leave their houses. Mm-hmm. Like they feared everything, and it's like the fear of flying, the fear of driving, the fear of,
commitment.
Yeah, commitment, all that. I don't really fear any of that. Like, I'm the guy that if you're like, here, the only thing that I won't do, and it's more because I'm smart enough to know I shouldn't do it, is ride like a motorcycle. It's not that I fear it. I don't fear it. I've done it. I don't really care.
You just have a...
But I know myself well enough that if I'm not in that mindset, there's a good chance. And it's not going to be on purpose, but I'm an aggressive driver, period. Right.
You are aggressive driver.
I'm a very aggressive driver. I'm sometimes ashamed of it because I'm so aggressive, but most of the time I'm like, I'm aggressive, very aggressive driver. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. And it's hard to not be an aggressive driver.
Yeah.
I get it from my mom. She was a more aggressive driver. And I'm way more aggressive than she ever was too. But imagine that on two wheels. Mm-hmm. That can go 100 very quickly.
Yeah.
It's not a scenario that I need to be involved in.
It's fair.
Still
be fun.
It would be a blast, don't get me wrong.
But yeah.
But
you're
until that depression is so at bay and I've got it so handled that it doesn't matter what life throws at me, I'm still smiling because I'm happy with myself at this point. there's no fucking way there's going to be one in my garage.
Yeah.
And I've even told her, I said, I don't care. It would be to the point that I have everything lined up that I can show up home with it, and she knows that I'm okay.
Yeah.
But right now, if I showed up home, the second I got on that, she wouldn't be able to sleep. She wouldn't be able to do anything. Just because she knows where I'm at. And I've told her, I'm like, don't let me buy one right now. As much as I want one, I can't buy one.
Yeah.
So
good.
it's not that I fear it. It's that I fear failing my family because of it.
There you go. There's another one.
So, again, it all comes back. I think my biggest thing is failure. What about you?
For me, oh, dude, to me it was really the biggest one is fear of not being a good dad. You know, that was that was a big fear of mine for a very long time, and that was just because, I didn't have a good example, but I knew what I didn't want to be like, and I knew, I guess, that I'd figured it out. But that was a big fear of failing, being a good dad and being a good husband. I think I just never wanted to come to the excuse of like, hey, well, my dad was like this, and so it was always fear of it, essentially repeating the cycle of what we'd been through, and whether it be passing away at a young age or just being a piece of crap dad and husband. Those are the two things that really I feared for a long time, and then I really ran away from them. And I don't say ran away like I didn't choose to face them. I chose to use those as a healthy fear of like, I'm not ever going to turn into that person. And for me, that's really what it always has been. And we talk about, certain motivators, in life, whether it be good or positive. And, that's one thing that maybe, I believe fear can be a good motivator, for certain things. If you have a fear of dying if you're huge and, you're not healthy, maybe that can be a motivator to move forward and do something for your life. If you have a fear of, being an alcoholic, maybe don't drink.
I mean, that goes into the fear of failure. Like I fear failure so much that I do everything I can to avoid failure.
Yeah.
And I literally do as much as I can to avoid failing. I mean, I've gotten a lot better because procrastination kills everything. Like, and as much as you do it, like procrastination can kill everything. I mean,
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. A quick story, because I fear letting my wife down, right? So we had our bathroom remodel. A quick, should have only been like a month or two project, took 15. But that's where the procrastination. And so now it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to do what I can to not let her down in that manner again. Like we went to Costco, and of course Costco got us. Spent an ass load of freaking money that I didn't need to spend. But then at the same time, we're like, we can justify it because it's upgrades. So we bought 6 lights for the house, 3 outdoors and 3 indoors. And she's like, well, if we buy these, I don't want them done in 15 months. I said, no, a week. She's like, hey, I'll give you a week, but that's all you have. If you don't get it done in a week, it's, I don't know what the consequence was, but I'm not bound to find out.
Yeah.
My last piece of the puzzle is to paint where the old light was. That's all I have left.
Yeah.
Is to paint where that light was. That day we got home and I installed all 6 lights, including having to go get more wire and shit to move one of my lights. She's like, you didn't have to get it all done in one day. I said, I know, but that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
I had a week and I don't want to deal with it this week. And I didn't. I patched the holes and, now I just got to paint it. So that's what, after the gym today, that's what I'm doing, painting that section. But that's become the new thing 100% is fear of the failure, especially failing my family. And that's something that I'm going to work on and set when I have a project. It's going to be a pretty hard deadline, and I'm going to have to make some hard decisions. Like, I'm not doing that. Sorry, we can't go do that.
I love that, man. So. That's good. Good, man. Well, that's all I had, brother. I mean, from a challenge sample for me, dude, I think it's identifying your fears. I think we all have them, and sometimes it takes that extra minute or that quiet time to figure out really where they sit and how they're controlling you. Because in some some form or fashion that control you in a negative or positive way, and just take the time to find out those fears, guys.
Attack one of them. Figure out one of them. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
The Roundtable Podcast, where we talk to our personal growth, struggles, and journey.